First out is San Lorenzo Gold, founded in 2018, and exploring the rich findings of copper and gold in Chile. So without further ado, I will turn to Ken Booth, CEO of San Lorenzo Gold. Hello and good morning, Ken. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Am I coming through okay?
Yes, you are. Excellent. Well, please take us through your presentation.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and Carlo, and thank you for hosting this today. To everyone that's online, hello, good afternoon. I'm assuming for the people in Europe, good morning for everybody else here on the North American side. And thank you for attending today's presentation. As Carlo said, my name is Ken Booth. I'm the president and CEO of San Lorenzo Gold Corp. By way of background, I'm a geologist with a business degree, and I've been involved in mineral exploration and mining finance for the past 37 years. As an explorationist, I've been involved in mineral exploration and operating mining companies in working in Chile, mostly South America, Mexico, Canada, and Alaska. San Lorenzo, as Carlos said, we've only been public for less than a year, and we were formed in 2018 as a private company, and we were spun out in 2020, or became public in 2020 through a spin-out of a company called Lithium Chile, which I think you're going to hear later today. San Lorenzo has 3 100% owned properties in Chile, and we're primarily exploring for large-scale copper-gold porphyries. San Lorenzo is focused. We've got a very experienced and committed management team and directors, and we're quite excited about our prospects. So I'll launch into the presentation now. On the title page here, that is a picture of our flagship key property, which is Salvadora. Salvador is located at relatively low elevation for Chile. If you're aware of the mountainous regions of Chile, we're at a good location. And as we say there, we're exploring for large-scale copper-gold porphyry, but we do have a high-grade gold property as well. The next slide here is our forward-looking statement slide, cautionary tale slide. Leave that up for a few seconds. So San Lorenzo Gold, the highlights. So we're exploring in one of the most prospective large-scale copper-gold porphyry projects in Chile. As I mentioned, that's Salvadora. The good thing is we own 100% of it. We owe no money to anybody, and we have no NSR on the project. Relatively underexplored gold trend as well, and the property itself has not seen a lot of drilling, and we are in the process of permitting our upcoming drill program. For high grade, we have the Nancagua property. That's an epithermal gold target, again 100% owned, and on the property we've got mapped and known 6 linear kilometers of vein systems. And just this year, we acquired our 3rd property called Punta Alta, again 100% owned. It's a copper-gold porphyry target, but we also have historical vein-style copper-gold, silver-cobalt mineralization. As I mentioned, experienced management team. I've been doing this for the past 37 years, and we've got a good board of directors with capital markets and technical experience. The nice thing for us as well is we've got our exploration team based in Chile, and our VP of exploration has been living and working in Chile for the last 27 years. So very good experienced team down there. Quickly on the capital structure, we've got about 49 million shares outstanding, options about 4.9 million. We have very few warrants outstanding, so you can see they're fully diluted. We're sitting at about 42.5 million shares. And through the going public transaction, management and some other related parties have their shares escrowed. So out of that 49 million shares, about 12.4 is escrowed. Some of it has come off recently, about 800,000 cash right now. We do owe $1 million to our former parent company, I guess, Lithium Chile, but very friendly to us, and that doesn't come due for another year. So we've got time for to either restructure or repay that. Here's the three properties. You can see where they're located within Chile. I'll start at the top there. That is Salvadora. It's within, I guess, what is called the Andean mega porphyry copper belt. The reason it's called mega is because the deposits within this belt are some of the largest copper deposits in the world. As you know, Chile is the world's largest producer of copper. And one of those mines, El Salvador, which has been running since the 1950s, we're 15 kilometers away from that. That is a plus 1 billion ton copper deposit. So as they always say, when you're hunting for elephants, it's always good to be where elephants are. We're definitely an elephant country here. As I said, the El Salvador mine started production back in 1956. It's got a very nice grade, plus 1% copper with gold. And you can see some of the numbers there for the billions of pounds of copper and ounces of gold. As we move south, Punta Alta, located more towards the coast, and as I said, holds a potential for both copper porphyry, but also high-grade copper, silver, cobalt, and gold in veins. And it shows a lot of similarities. It's early days, but again, similar to the Candelaria mine owned by Codelco, and that is a billion-ton deposit as well. And a little bit different than the two other ones I just mentioned is Nancagua. That's further south of Santiago. It's a high-grade epithermal, so basically gold, silver, and veins, but very nice gold and silver grades, and I will show you some of those a bit later. So I'll begin with Salvadora. As I mentioned, it is our flagship, or that's our key property. The map on the right, or the picture on the right, is showing our property in red outline there. The arrow is indicating that we're about 15 kilometers away from the El Salvador mine. So that mine, as I say, has been running since 1956. There is a smelter complex close by called Puerto Rios, and that was found in the 1920s, and that's where the El Salvador ore is shipped. So we've got fantastic infrastructure here, but again, the real key takeaway from this slide is we're 15 kilometers away from a billion-plus ton copper deposit open pit. A lot of the geological similarities are there between our property, Salvadora, and the El Salvador mine, and that's key when you're looking for the next deposit. As I mentioned, we've done limited drilling on our project. It's close to 88 square kilometers, or close to 9,000 hectares. We've only done 13 diamond drill holes, and for a property like this and for this type of target, that's very, very small amount of drilling, only 1,800 meters. So what we're leading to here is a drill program in early 2022, and we've started the drill permitting process, and we don't foresee any problems getting that permit. A little bit more on Salvador. As I mentioned, it displays key characteristics of a porphyry system. And what is it? Well, geology obviously is key. We have that. We've got the intrusive rocks. Alteration is key. That means you've had the fluids coming through and changing the original rock. Those fluids have the minerals, and we have the mineralization, and I'll run through some of that for you. So we've got three basically porphyry style alteration systems. So it's not just one on the property. As I mentioned, it's a large property. The geology we've done, mapping by us, San Lorenzo, confirms that the rocks are favorable. Alteration, again, this is really key for porphyries, and I know a lot of people on the call are probably not technical, but again, we as geologists, when we're looking at these systems, you can have basically a beautiful intrusive rock, but if there's no alteration, there's probably going to be no mineralization. We see that we've got the proper alteration for these type of porphyry deposits. Lastly, mineralization. I'm going to talk about some of the drilling we've done, but just as an example, we had some outcrop and samples from boulders from 3 of the zones that gave us 0.14% copper to 2.7% copper and up to 0.3 grams gold. So typically in Chile, what you're looking for is anything that's running 0.5% copper and 0.25 to 0.5 grams gold. So we already have evidence on our property that we've got those type of grades. Continue with the mineralization. Again, there's our property outline in green there. Limited drilling, as I said, we've done has confirmed that the surface copper and gold is in drill holes. We've got these numerous prospects and old workings. Some of the samples from some of the old workings, and again, this is all putting the picture together for us. So it's again the surface mapping, the sampling, and the drilling. I'll get a little bit into the geophysics here as well. But you can see some of those grades at the bottom left of that slide there, where we're running up to 15% copper. And I'm not saying that's what's going to be in drill holes, but again, you have to understand here that there's a lot of mineralization in this property, a lot of mineralization that we've uncovered here and sampled. And again, it goes to the end goal of a very highly charged mineralized system, which again, we're seeing here both on surface and in drill holes. My picture on the screen in the lower left, lower right, I guess it is, that's the same picture I'm showing here. And for scale, that pickup truck, you can see there's a power, high voltage power tower there. So as I said, we've got beautiful infrastructure here. That is basically showing the type of alteration that you would expect in these type of systems. And again, you can see the green rock in the upper left of that picture, but it's really sort of this leach cap, which again is just giving us further evidence, and it's all building the story that this is a really well-endowed property with respect to its alteration and mineralization. As I said, we're 15 kilometers away from the El Salvador mine. Now, what's interesting over there, their mine, billion-ton plus deposit, only occupies about 25% of their 2 square kilometer alteration system. We have probably close to 2 square kilometers or more. So again, what I'm trying to give here is a similarity. We've got a billion-ton ore deposit 15 kilometers away. Their deposit only occupies 25% of their 2 square kilometer alteration system. We have a plus 2 square kilometer alteration system on our property. So again, lots of potential here on our property. We've got 2 areas that have half a kilometer to 0.8 square kilometers of surface copper at the TAZ zone. The CMZ zone is about 8 square kilometers and has good copper in soils and streams. So again, lots of potential, lots of target areas to go for. So in addition to the mapping, sampling of both rocks and soils and streams, we have completed a magnetometer survey, which is a very important tool for explorationists. It identifies structures. We've also commenced an induced polarization survey. And again, the induced polarization survey is the one for these type of deposits that's very helpful. These are all surface programs. And again, what I'm going to show you here on this map is the lower left picture there. The nice colors for us are great as explorationists. It's basically showing chargeability highs. And what that has produced for us is the fact that the ground has a lot of metal in it. We don't know if it's all copper bearing, but it has metal in it that basically is showing that there's a good concentration there. So again, we're just finishing off our IP survey. When we get that, that'll help us identify our targets. Just very quickly, some of the drilling we've done the 13 holes, 2,700 meters. I mentioned 1,800 meters before. That's because only 1,800 meters has been done into those high chargeability areas. And just to highlight some of the grades here, which are very, very important for porphyry deposits, we have 156 meters, which is very good, 0.28% copper, and about 0.08 gold. And again, that's important because now you're starting to talk those big widths that put together the big tonne. So again, nice meters there. We need to get the grade up. I'm going to go on to the next page here, which is our second property. This is Nancagua. This is one we've had for a while, and totally different than Salvadora. We own 100% of it, 1,200 hectares. You can see very low-lying area, very easy to do exploration here. Again, the target is high-grade gold in veins. These things can be very profitable. You can build up ounces fairly quickly. And at these type of grades down here, when you're getting in 4 different target zones, 3 to 50 grams gold per ton, 10 to 55 grams per silver over 1.5 to 3 meters. That's very, very good. Strike lengths and surface outcrop 100 to 250 meters. So you can see these orange lines over here. Those are the veins that we've been able to trace on surface. So we really like this one. Again, it's going to be high grade, and hopefully we can build up the ounces fairly quickly here once we get back in there mapping, sampling. And again, a bit closer view here. These red lines here are the veins. You can see this little area here. It doesn't show up well, but that is visible gold. And that's 50 grams per ton, which would be 1 2/3 ounces of gold. At today's prices, that's worth over $2,500 US per ounce. So very good property, smaller, and very easy exploration here. Our third property, the one that I said that we recently acquired, we own 100% of that as well. 2,000 hectare property, so a good sized property. You can see that here on the map in the red outline. It's located in central Chile, very accessible with from paved roads on gravel roads. We haven't done a lot of work here. It's been known for years. It's in a very productive area. As I say in my fourth point here, same regional and structural setting as the historic Carrizal Alto and Cobaltera mining camps. These have been running for over 100 years. So 5 known vein systems on the property, and we've just sort of started our field work here. You can see the lower left picture here. That is one of the old workings. We've done our first phase reconnaissance program. We did mapping and sampling of the veins and soils, and you can see some of the highlights here. Gold. Okay, thank you. We've got gold grades of 33.5 grams per ton. You can see that here. These are all our samples, copper grades of 2.1% copper. Some of these structural trends that go through here are 300 to 800 meters wide. So again, it's got both high-grade gold, silver, cobalt, and vein potential. But again, the real upside here is this could be sitting on top of a very large porphyry system like Candelaria. So quickly, I'll go over the team. I mentioned myself. I guess I'm 2 years older now. So I've got 37 years experience as an exploration geologist, MBA, worked for 2 investment banks. I've been doing mineral exploration and mining finance for quite a long time. Key member of our management team, he's also a director, is Terry Walker, our VP of exploration. And now Mr. Walker has been living in Chile for over 27 years, lives in Los Arenas, so it's great to have him down there because it just makes it that much easier to run our programs. Al Khrunji and Kevin Baker are two directors. Mr. Khrunji has been involved in exploration and development, both in the oil and gas and mineral exploration sector for over 30 years. Kevin Baker, lawyer by background, but he's run several high-profile public companies, both in the oil and gas sector and non-oil and gas sector. So again, good, strong management team. And our CFO, John Aoshi, CPA, chartered professional accountant, and he's been involved in oil and gas exploration, mineral exploration for a long time. So small team, but very experienced, and we're definitely committed as management and directors. Probably owns close to 11 million shares of the company. So we own about 25% of the company. So in summary, why invest in San Lorenzo? First and foremost, the projects. We've got 3 highly prospective properties. They're all wholly owned. Salvador, as I mentioned, has the potential to host a large tonnage copper porphyry. We sit 15 kilometers away from a world-class deposit. Nancagua, much different, much smaller, but can be very, very profitable for us if we can put together some ounces. Punta Alta, again, early days for us, but again, has good potential. And the 3 projects are relatively underexplored. Now, the good thing for us, we're exposed to copper and gold. And my belief, we've seen it over the last 18 to 24 months, copper's performed very well. I think it's going to perform even better as we come out of COVID in 2022, hopefully. And gold, I think with inflation hitting us and will continue, I think gold will be there. Share structure. 49 million shares, 25% owned by management directors. You get in early. Our market cap's only 5.5 million. I can't find another copper exploration company that has the type of properties we do that's got this low market cap. you're going to get good news flow. We've got 3 properties, so you're not going to be waiting around for a couple of months to have news. And lastly, the team, as I mentioned before, we're highly committed. We own a lot of shares, and we've got some good experience. So thank you very much again for attending, and I'll pass it back to Carlo for any questions that might be out there.
Well, thank you, Ken. Very interesting and should be very exciting to follow San Lorenzo Gold. I have one starting question here is really with the experienced management team, not only on mining and the geological side, but also on the financial side. For us, not so knowledgeable in investing in gold exploration, what kind of metrics would you like the market to focus on? Would it be a multiple on the cash flow, or what shall we look for when we look at San Lorenzo Gold?
Yeah, that's for small cap exploration companies, Carlo. It's you know, a lot of those traditional metrics that you'd apply to a producing company like a Boliden or companies like that that have profit, that have cash flow. Those metrics don't apply to companies such as San Lorenzo. I think more what people look for is 2 things. I call it the jockey and the horse. So the jockey would be the management team and directors, and you have to have confidence in those people. And I think I've laid out that we've got a very strong management team and directors. On the horse side, it's the projects. And so because we don't have those metrics, because we don't have any resources yet, either on the copper side or gold side, it really comes down to looking at the prospectivity of the properties. And so, as I mentioned on the previous slide, getting in early at a 5.5 million Canadian market cap, I look at the valuation as low. I can't quantify it for you. I can only qualify it and just say that with the properties we have, with the management team, the experience we have, I would just say that valuing this, we're valued way too low for the assets we have.
Thank you for that. That's makes perfect sense, and considering the closeness to previous proven assets, it's just deliverance. Then I take. So, what key factors make you confident that you will have success at Salvadora?
Yeah, no, good question. So as a geologist and having worked in corporate finance and investment banking and have been doing this for 37 years, I've seen many different projects, whether they be producing assets or exploration. And when I joined San Lorenzo and was looking at their assets at the time, Nancagua and Salvadora, and I've been down and I visited Salvadora. As a geologist, it has all the necessary elements, Carlo. And as I laid out in my presentation, putting aside for now, we're 15 kilometers away from a 1 billion ton plus mine. It's got those ingredients. It's got the geology, as I mentioned. It's got the porphyry systems. It's got the alteration, and I wish I could sort of somehow bring out the alteration and get the audience as excited as I am by the fact that these fluids have come through and altered the rock dramatically, and that's what you want to see here. But it's then on top of that, we actually have the mineralization. So we're not just guessing. Do we have copper and gold here? We've sampled on surface. We have the copper. We've got the gold. And luckily for me, we've got 1,800 meters of drilling. And as I said, we've got one hole that ran 156 meters of 0.28% copper. That's not ore grade yet, but that is a very anomalous drill hole. And we think with this next round of drilling, we'll be able to unlock the potential of the property. So I just think that for Salvador, which is our key property, all the necessary key elements are there, to make this a success.
And would it be fair to say that it's news flow from Salvador that the market should be looking for?
I think news flow from Salvador, definitely, because really we have the induced polarization geophysical survey to complete. After that, Carlo, we are going drilling. So yes, it'll be a very robust drill program. We're going to look to do multiple holes, quite a few meters. We're going to target 7,000 to 8,000 meters here. So the news flow primarily out of Salvador. but we also do have Punta Alta and Nancagua that will also provide news to shareholders, and I think some exciting news as well.
And you mentioned about the Chilean exploration staff, and I take it it's a local staff. How do you find the people, and how do you keep them?
Yeah, so we, being San Lorenzo, are the beneficiaries of Terry Walker, having lived and worked in Chile for 27 years. And it's really Terry's team. He put the team together. They've been with Terry for, oh boy, at least a decade. And I think it's a testament to Terry and also San Lorenzo to provide them with some very interesting properties to work on. And they've been loyal to Terry and San Lorenzo. So, confident that they'll be staying with us.
And if we look at what's happening on the ground here, production cost, components, bottlenecks, what is the situation now when you're moving forward here?
Yeah, I would say that we don't have any environmental issues. Salvadora is an area of historic mining. There are no local communities. There is the town of El Salvador, but that was constructed from nothing, 50 some, 60, 70 years ago. So we're in a very good area for exploration. Access to the property is good. The permitting process in Chile is rigorous. The Chilean government takes it very seriously for permitting. We permitted drilling at Salvador before, so we don't really see any bottlenecks, Carlo. All three properties are very accessible. None of them have any issues with indigenous communities, local communities, so we're confident, other than the normal mother of nature issues where you might get delayed a bit, we don't see any material issues with completing our programs.
And well, as you have responded here to an ESRI question here, is there anything that will keep you awake at night? Nope.
I guess the only thing that keeps me awake at night is the excitement over getting drilling on Salvador, because that's going to be proof in the pudding, and looking forward to getting going there. So keep me up at night, nothing bad, just sort of more, the excitement and desire to get going on this drill program.
So what keeps you awake at night would be the excitement, really. So if we just to summarize here, I mean, basically you are close to a proven production. You have an interesting mix, may I say, personally, of the management here, because you are experts on actually getting the stuff out of the ground, but also you would understand how the market works, which I think is an extra advantage. What would be the next what would be the next tombstone, as it were, for the market to look at? Shall we expect anything in the next coming 6 months? And how can you reply to that question?
Right. So I think that, again, the key thing is over the next 6 weeks, we will be announcing some of our results from our geophysical program on Salvador. But more importantly, we'll be announcing we'll be obtaining the drill permits for Salvador. And then, as I mentioned earlier, as we move into the first quarter of 2022, that's really when you're going to see that announcement that we have drill rigs on Salvador. So I would say, Carlo, in the first 6 months of 2022, investors and potential investors should be looking for that milestone for us, which is putting the drills onto Salvador, beginning the drilling, and then results will be coming out over the first half of 2022.
Excellent, Ken. Thank you so much. So in summary here, 2022 would be very interesting for San Lorenzo Gold. If there is, or if there are any more questions to the company, please feel free to contact the company. And Ken, best of luck, and it should be very interesting to follow San Lorenzo Gold. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, and thank you to everybody that's attending today.